Test, test, test. Hello, hello. Hey there, everyone. So, good morning. I haven't slept all night, so I might be a little bit out of the loop. But, we got a big information coming for Wuthering Waves. Huge news. So apparently they just posted on their Twitter this about an hour, 2 hours ago, give or take. But we got a huge post here, so let's go and break down things bit by bit. So there's been some changes for 1.0. In response to all the feedback, they made this letter to the community detailing like what their plans are for the upcoming patch and so forth, and that they changed scheduling around a little bit. So let's get into it. Dear Rovers, greetings. We are the Wuthering Waves dev team. Since the official launch of Wuthering Waves, we have received a lot of valuable feedback and suggestions through social media and in-game surveys. We are genuinely grateful for your attention and support. We apologize for the deficiencies and issues present in Wuthering Waves, our first fully and independently developed and globally published game at Kuro Games. We understand that this has affected your gaming experience, and we are working to improve it for those who love the game. We have also been working on optimizations and iterations for the current 1.0 version, and development of subsequent version updates is also underway. Below, we will address some of the most discussed and concerned issues. 1. On the Echo development experience. So, as you know, if you haven't been playing, or mostly it's been noted by the whale specifically, Echoes are expensive to level. They take a lot of mats, and the return per wave plates from doing tacit fields and other content that rewards Echo experience isn't enough. So this is great. Kuro's listening. Now, what they're saying here is, we are aware of the common concern in the community that the current Echo leveling experience feels too grindy and the game lacks a wayplate storage system. We have confirmed and will implement the following adjustments while we are working internally on solutions to address other common concerns. 1. In the current version, 1.0, we will launch a limited time Echo Material Double Yield event, Cord Cleansing. So that's going to be coming up soon, apparently, pretty fast. 2. In version 1.1, we will adjust the progression system to reduce the shell credit costs of Echo development. 3. In version 1.1, we will remove the war cutscene of the tacit field. Great. I don't know if you haven't been farming tacit fields recently, but if you have, I'm pretty sure you're aware that is very annoying to have that cutscene play every single time you clear the field. 4. From 1.1 onward, the yield of Echoes and Echo development materials will be increased. Great. Awesome. And then in upcoming updates, we will introduce the wayplate storage system. Awesome. So now you have like the reserve wayplates coming up, not in 1.1, mind you, and this is in future updates. But they are dedicated to bringing us a wayplate storage system on top of the typical standard wayplate storage. So probably expect that to be similar to like Reserve Trailblaze Power and like HSR, which is again awesome. But not only that, they have this paragraph over here detailing about what they're going to do to make up for all these issues with like the wayplates and stuff and farming. So let's continue regarding the handling of the reward system error when recycling developed Echoes. On May 29th, we were notified of an issue with the Echo recycling system where the amount of shell credits players obtained when recycling developed Echoes was wrong. Since this is an issue that directly impacts the game's balance, we fixed this problem through an emergency live update on the same night and issued compensation to all players. As part of the measures to minimize the event's impacts on the fairness within the player community, we informed the players of the situation and announced that we would remove all additional shell credits obtained unexpectedly as a result of this bug within 14 business days and issue compensations accordingly. So in other words, if you abuse the system with the bug, that's going down. But in lieu of that, however, due to the urgency of this issue, we failed to issue an announcement of this issue in the first instance, which will greatly cause negative experiences for our players. We sincerely apologize for our improper way of handling this situation and the inconvenience it caused. Following an internal discussion, we have decided to compensate all players with the shell credit based on the maximum amount of shell credit that had been unexpectedly yielded through this bug to address the negative impacts caused. We will round up to the nearest whole number and provide extra compensation to all players. So what they're giving is 1 million shell credits. Yep, you heard me. Not 100k, not 10k, 1 million. So that's another million shell credits that is going into our accounts, which is awesome. Costs more expensive leveling stuff up, so it's great to have this come in. The distribution time for this will be by 23:59 on June 10th, 2024, UTC +8. So for like us Eastern time folks, that's roughly around 12 to 14 hours before, so give or take around like 10 a.m. 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. June 10th by that date. Possibly they might get it out earlier, who knows. I'll probably log in later and see if there's anything on that. And for eligibility wise, character created in mailbox function unlocked before 10 a.m. on May 30th, 2024. The compensation is valid until 5:59, July 3rd, UTC +8. We apologize again for the hasty way we handled this issue and for any inappropriate wording in our announcements. We promise that all our future decisions shall reflect thorough consideration and professionalism. Additionally, so on top of that, to address the poor experience with the ecosystem, we will compensate all rovers with 20, you heard me, 20 crystal solvents. And of course, if you don't know what crystal solvents are, that is the consumable for wave plates, where it goes 1 to 60, kind of like the moons in like Genshin and the Trailblaze pots in HSR. So yeah, that's actually very, very nice, very useful. So if you haven't been leveling up your characters, haven't been grinding forgeries, haven't been grinding tacit fields, haven't been grinding shit with your wave plate systems, well, there you go. You have 20 crystal solvents, and you'll probably want to use most of those on the double wave plate, double echo tacit field thingy that they're going to be doing in the event. Yeah, limited time material double yield and core cleansing. So yeah, you'll definitely want to get that done, use that there. At least a good amount of it, if not all of it. Then distribution time for those crystal solvents will be by 10:00 on June 3rd, 2024, UTC +8. So give or take in about 12 hours from the time, 14 hours from the time of posting, well, me making this video. And of course, similar eligibility mail function unlock compensation will be valid by 5:59. June 28th, 2024. So you got some time to pick this up. Log in if you haven't yet. Just remember to do your logins and get these rewards. On top of that, so we have more to go through. 2. On the error in the 5-star weapon description on JP. So specifically, this is referring to the whole Jian issue with his weapon for the JP players. So as been discovered by the players, the description of the 5-star weapon, Verdant Summit, in the game in certain languages contained a mistranslation. Upon discovering this issue, we promptly corrected this description and issued compensations to all rovers. Well, all rovers that were affected, specifically. How that situation was handled, more or less, 50-50. I can't really comment, because again, this is mostly for the Japanese side of things, so only they can really say on like what their experience is, but obviously like there was the reported issue of like the whole CC instead of BCC that ended up potentially effectively doxing like 200 emails or so of people that did email them. But yeah, that was quite unfortunate, but we don't know like the full extent of like how things went on for them. But it seems like from what I've been seeing a little bit of the JP side of things now, things seem to be kind of okay for the most part. There's probably still some bits iffy on it, and there's probably still people like me clowning on the game because of it, but it is what it is. But continuing on that, we have also initiated a comprehensive internal review of the localized versions of the in-game text across all languages that we support. Any corrections or improvements made during the process will be included in the upcoming updates. We sincerely apologize for this mistake and want to reassure you that we're committed to continuously improving the quality of our localization to better the experiences for all rovers. In the meantime, we will offer a one-time compensation of 5 Forging Tides. You heard me. 5 limited weapon pools to all rovers for the known localization issue. That is amazing. It's not 10, unfortunately, but it's still better than most, especially considering this was an issue localized specifically to JP. So the fact that like all us guys here in the West are also getting that, as well as in China as well and all other servers, it's great. It's good to show that hey, Kuro is dedicated to trying to make this game success and compensate for all the issues that they've had. Unfortunately, with the state of things are in the gaming industry nowadays, it's hard to really ever release something that isn't buggy. Especially like with some situations. Now, I won't give Kuro any excuses, but just understand that they are trying their best. And you could see that they're coming here from an intent, or rather from a basically from a side of like, hey, we want to do good by our community. And given my experience with Kuro overall, since PGR days and stuff, they've definitely have been pretty consistent in wanting to make sure they do good by their players. So yeah, 5 Forging Tides to all rovers. And as we endeavor to constantly improve the localization quality across all different languages, we continue to provide us with your comments or suggestions on improving the localization and experience of player support worldwide through in-game feedback channels or our customer support. Thank you for your patience and understanding. And the distribution for that tides is the same as the distribution for the wayplates. So 1000 June 3rd, 2024, UTC plus 8. Okay. And same overall, the mail function unlocked. Now 3 on Virgin events. This is primarily going to start talking about like the overdash stuff, because people have been complaining about it. As the overdash event ended up being a lot different than what we were expecting it to be. As many people were thinking it would be closer to like those challenges that we have in the base game in Jinzhou, where you have to actually challenge yourself to try to get to the end without like hitting ground and stuff, and without having like the grapple points and dash marks and stuff. So that event ended up being a little bit different than what we were expecting. So people complained. So here they're going to be talking about that. So we have received extensive feedback on the duration and rewards of the Overdash Club event. To address your concerns, we are currently in the process of redesigning the rules and reward schemes for the upcoming events, and the immediate solutions are as below. We will introduce a new limited time special event, Wuthering Exploration, to offer new rewards and content to improve your gaming experience. That event will last from the 13th of June, 1000 UTC plus server time, to the 27th to 3:59 server time. And that Withering Exploration event will reward you with 800 Asteroids, as well as a Morphable Elite Class Echo 1 and 2, as well as some Premium Tumors and Premium Steel Tubes. All great. Make sure to do that. Get your Echo experience. Get some extra Echoes in case you want to get more rolls and stuff, and tuners and stuff. And also, again, half a 10 pool that could be going towards Yinlan. Moving forward, we shall ensure we make greater collective endeavors internally in designing the version events to improve the event content quality and rewards for your better experience. Now, 4. On the future version updates timeline. Since the official launch of Wuthering Waves, we have received extensive feedback regarding game storyline, localization, and various other aspects. We have been listening closely and are grateful for the continued enthusiasm and support from our players, which has exceeded our expectations. To allow everyone early access to experience more content and features of Wuthering Waves in version 1.0, we have decided to advance the release of subsequent content in version 1.0. So specifically, this is referring to Yinlan. So starting on June 6, 2024, 1000 UTC plus 8, this release will include the companion story Solitary Path for Resonator Yinlan, as well as Yinlan's convene event When Thunder Pours, the limited time challenge event Alloy Smelt, along with many more spin-off events and features. So Yinlan, June 6th, the event probably might not be exactly on the same day, but probably within the following days after. On top of that, Wuthering Waves version 1.0 is going ahead of the timeline, so they advanced it. So now instead of July 4th, it's going to end on June 28th. So after June 28th, they will be maintenance, and on the next following day and stuff, we'll go straight into 1.1. So they're doing this to be able to push like all the bug fixes and stuff that they're trying to work on, like the major bug fixes and so forth, as well as give us more content since people are starting to run out of new content. But this changes everything, as you see. With 1.1, we're going to have the Thaw of Eons, basically more story, a whole new area, Mount Firmament, new Resonators, again Jin Si and Changli across the patch, and a new boss, Jue. Or Jure, however it's pronounced. Jue, I guess. So if you don't know about what's going on with Jure and all the story stuff, I recommend you catch up on the story. There has been some murmurings about what's going on with him, and apparently we're gonna get the payoff for that in 1.1, which is to be expected considering it's Gen C's patch and everything. To compensate for any inconvenience caused by this version timing adjustment, we will issue compensation to all rovers of Radiant Time times 10, so 10 limited pools for our troubles. Again, damn, like, ho, Kuro, you really do treat your players well. So that's another 10 pools, 10 limited pools that could be going towards Yinlan. Or if you want, you could save them for Jinsi or Changli, whoever you're interested in going after next. In case if you are skipping Jian and so forth. Or if you want, you could put them towards Jian. His banner's still gonna be up for another 4-ish, 5 days, give or take. So the distribution time for that Radiant Tides, again, 1000 June 3rd. So really, when you say games could never, yeah, games definitely could never. Now, on combat and control experience optimization, we have heard your feedback regarding the core experiences with auto-aiming and our lock-on controls, key rewrapping requirements, and game field design. Based on these issues that repeatedly come up in player discussions, we have identified the following issues and will address them accordingly, while working on a solution to other known issues not listed below. 1. Auto-aiming, auto-lock-on, and camera performance in battle. In the recent updates, we have disabled the camera correction feature on PC by default. We have also optimized the default values and ranges for combat camera settings. So, good to know. We'll have to see. I mean, so far I've still been having some issues here and there. I don't know if that hot patch has already been applied or anything. But we'll have to just see what's up with that in general. Hopefully it'll be better and improved. But 2. Boss's existing combat state unexpectedly. In recent updates, we have optimized aggro ranges for certain bosses, including Thunderunga Mephis, Crownus, Lampilumen, and Impermanence Heron, and adjusted the prerequisites for enemies to leave the combat state to reduce abnormal disengagements. So this is in regards to when you end up like getting close to the edges or exit of their specific areas. This is mostly a problem like Thundering Mephis and I guess Lampilumen most specifically, and the Impermanence Heron. But I've mostly noticed this issue like close to Thundering Mephis, as it likes to really go around and get to the ends of those that circular combat arena. So having increased aggro ranges will be nice, because then it will reduce the issue of like them unexpectedly leaving combat and resetting if you get too close to like a specific edge and get out of the range. So that's great. That's good to know. That we'll be having that happen. Now, in upcoming updates, we'll introduce a disengagement warning feature. So that's also good to know. So like when you're close to losing the aggro of the enemy and disengaging, it'll tell you like, hey, it's gonna disengage. Get closer to the regular aggro range of that character, that boss rather. So basically, like, it'll tell you like, hey, you're going too far, get back into the arena, and just wait for the boss to come back to you and reset. Now, Ghost Touch issues on mobiles. So apparently mobile players have been having this issue. But in recent updates, we have expanded the anti-ghost touch area around buttons. Future versions will include further optimizations for mobile controls. Good to hear. I know I've heard from mobile people that they've been having issues as well, especially like with controls and stuff, so having that be optimized for them is definitely for the better. Now, delayed availability of custom key binding feature. In version 1.1, the prerequisite to unlock the custom key binding feature will be lowered to Union Level 2. Good to know. We will also be introducing a new player tutorial for using the custom key binding feature, and we will gradually support more custom key binding options for both keyboard and mouse and controller modes. That's actually amazing to hear, because then people will basically give more freedom for like what people want to do and like how they want to control their stuff, especially like if they have a specific set that they like to use across multiple games of a similar type, then yeah, that would definitely help. I know I've had some complaints as well that some things were locked that you couldn't rearrange when I tried changing my settings on controller. 5. Controller mode experience optimization in version 1.1. We will rewrite current controller shortcut of open chat to open map. Yep, I've been having a lot of problems with that, where I've been hitting that keybind on my controller as a force of habit to open the map, and instead it opens the chat. So having that swapped around definitely will be better to have, because it'll be a bit more intuitive, basically. Let's put it in that. On top of that, they will also add an option to invert the Y-axis, so that's great. Great if you like inverted Y-axis controls. Which is about flight modes or something. I don't know. In future versions, we will support controller mode on mobile devices. So yeah, just so you know, don't worry, mobile players, it's coming. They just got a lot to unpack right now. So just please be patient, and eventually you should end up getting controller on mobile. Now 6. For game field design and impact signification. Honestly, I think it's been improved from like CBT2. A lot of people, granted I haven't played CBT2, so I can actually comment on that. Besides like for what I saw, like what little clips I did look at. But for like the people who have been playing CB2, they are already saying that like current does feel really nice, but in some cases, if they could get a little bit more oomph on the impact for like certain characters, then yeah, that would definitely help. Like definitely, I think Gion on his ult could use a little bit more oomph on impacts. Like it's still very similar to like CBT2, where it's like kind of light rather than strong. So definitely I could see like them trying to improve that possibly, or maybe like for other characters, for like gun users, I think, or even like the rectifier users, the mages, if they add a little more oomph to like their hits, that could definitely help as well with like the game feel. But in future versions, we'll constantly improve the event signification and game field design for characters, monsters, enhancing their overall combat experience and positive feedback during battles. 6. On other contents. 1. No purchase limits for store items like flour, leading to accidental purchases. In recent updates, we will have a weekly purchase limit for certain items in the store. Basically, so I guess people weren't paying attention and they were purchasing way too much of like generic materials and ended up using all their shell credits. So definitely that's useful to, I guess, help prevent those kinds of people from doing that. But it does mean that for like people who want the like heavy focus on some of that stuff, we'll have to get it over time instead. So it's a pro-con situation, but considering like how many people on the internet aren't really all there, to say the least, I can definitely see why they do this, so that they could prevent unnecessary purchases and lose up all their shell credits that they could otherwise be using, like to enhance characters, echoes, etc, etc. Now, audio and sound effect bugs. They have done their hot patch recently that did fix audio cutting out issues. But if people are still experiencing that, they're just mentioning it here. In recent updates, we have addressed issues regarding missing sound effects and excessively loud ambient sounds. We have completed some investigations and updates to fix these issues. We will continue to optimize the audio experience to provide a more immersive and audio-visual experience. 3. Performance issues, crashes and instability. In recent updates, we have fixed crash and instability issues affecting certain devices. We are currently identifying causes of other crash reports and will continue to implement fixes. We apologize for any inconveniences this may have caused. We are committed to the ongoing performance optimization. If you encounter related issues when gaming, please contact customer support for assistance. 4. That's the elusive problem, event optimization updates. People have been talking about like how characters have not all playable characters are playable and stuff, and so forth. So here they're addressing that. We have received numerous player feedback and suggestions regarding the depths of the elusive realm event in version 1.0. In the upcoming version 1.1 update, we will further improve this event and add new content, including more playable characters, new challenges, new mechanics, and new buffs. So basically, it hasn't been finished cooking for like all the other characters and stuff. So give them time, there'll be more in 1.1 and likely more and more as they go on. Again, they just need a lot of time to go through and get all these. Now, apart from the adjustments mentioned above, we will recognize that there are still many issues that in the game that affect player experience. We are committed to listening to every single piece of feedback, continuously organizing, optimizing, and resolving these issues to make Wuthering Waves better. We will share and communicate future updates and optimization progress with you actively. Additionally, we will continue to gather player feedback through version surveys. Since Wuthering Waves' official global launch, we have been disheartened by our inability to provide a high-quality gaming experience to all rovers. We understand that continuously releasing better versions and content is our goal and mission, and we will always strive to uphold them. Finally, we sincerely thank all rovers for your continuous attention and unwavering support for Wuthering Waves from the Wuthering Waves dev team. So man, that was a lot to unpack. Now say what you will about Kuro. Understand that the game, I do understand that the game releasing in the States that it did release in was almost borderline unacceptable. But given all that, you can at least see and acknowledge from how open and willing to speak with us the devs are, that they are very passionate about this project and they do want it to be a success. So thank you all for tuning in, and just a reminder to log in within 12 hours for the wave plates and pools, and then in a couple days for like all the other stuff. And just overall, please look forward to the rest of the game going forward. Personally, I'm very hyped. I'm glad that Kuro Games is always being this open, which is very rare to see in a game dev, specifically in modern like gacha game devs and stuff. Generally, you don't really have such an open community to dev relationship in a lot of games, and it's very rare to see this. Like, not that many other games really do this, with the exception to like say Wuthering Waves and so forth, FGO to some degree, and yeah, Granblue I think also as well. Though they're not as Cygames isn't as open to like working with the community. They just like do their own thing, and then if people do notice an issue, like they make mention of it, but some issues like they haven't really bothered fixing in a while. Like I know Granblue Mobile, like the mobile app still has a lot of problems and is very largely outdated for the most part, and so on and so forth. And they still have like a notice about like certain issues with like certain iOS versions and stuff for Granblue Fantasy. But overall, like really stuff like this is very rare to see in dev. And really, Kuro Games is very much one in a million type of dev to really go so far and do this. But anyways, we're gonna call it there. We're gonna wrap it up for this video. And thanks for everyone that's tuning in, and I hope y'all have another good one. Peace.